started discussing about the types of retailing. So what are the ways we can classify the retail store? So we studied it can be classified basically into two different ways. One is based on the store and based on the non-store things. Even in the store or non-store things, the location is also important. So we have another one classification, that is one basic, that is based on location. So store-based retailing based on location, and there's a separate thing, non-store retailing. In the store-based retailing, we classified the physical stores as based on the ownership. We can classify into certain things: independent retailer, chain retailer, franchisee, lease department, vertical market system. We will see later. Consumer cooperative. Now the main important thing is, so even they ask or not, even they specify or not, we have to write this, that is based on the merchandise offer. Because most of the classification in all the books will do only based on the merchandise offer. But if the general question is asked, means you can remember this chart, draw the chart and answer accordingly. If they asked generally, means please put everything, but give more importance to merchandise offer. Okay, that's the thing. So there may be separate question for non-store retailing, there may be separate question for based on location, there may be separate question for ownership. But if nothing is asked, please read it carefully. Discuss in detail about the classification of retailing based on a product or merchandise offer. If the word is there, means we have to use the center one that we are going to discuss. Okay, so the first classification, ownership, is based on what type of ownership, what is the level of ownership, what is the power of ownership that we discuss, whether they are doing it individually or together, or they are doing as a cooperative, consumers, etc. we study. Okay, so today we will try to discuss how based on the product. So mainly the based on the product and the type of the store. The type of the store means it can be as a format or it may be as a size of the store, and what are the infrastructure provided within the store. These are all things with respect to the product. So merchandise offered, merchandise means product. Merchandiser means who is a seller. That is another meaning. But merchandising means it can be called as a selling, or otherwise it can be arranging a product. So in marketing management or in a promotion, merchandising means arranging a product in a proper place to sell. Actually, merchandising means selling, but in specific marketing, what is meant by merchandising means arranging a product or keeping a product or storing a product in a proper way so that it is easy for the consumer to buy and it is easy for the seller to maintain the stocks. So merchandising is different. Merchandise is a product. Merchandiser is a person who is selling the product. That you have to remember. So another word for seller. Fine. So here we are able to see the slide. We are having the words. So the maximum these words we have to remember. And I request all the people for all the words. So please keep this chart. With this chart, the second unit is over. But only one thing is you have to listen. First thing you have to write the definition. For example, convenience store means you have to write 2 to 3. What is mean by? So for explaining any of these things, you have to write what is mean by or definition of the particular store. Then characteristics. What are the characteristics of the characteristics may be based on the size or based on the ownership and based on the format or based on the product they are actually selling, the ranges they are selling. These all things constitute the characteristics. So first one, definition. Next one, characteristics of that particular format. Third one, advantages. Fourth one, disadvantages. So if I say, for example, suddenly if I say factory outlet means, you should be able to write 2 lines at least as a definition, 1 example. Then characteristics, 1 or 2 lines. Then advantages of the store, disadvantages of the store. So advantages mostly we will speak with respect to the consumer. But here, as it is a retail management, we have to keep the 2 things. If I say convenience store means, what is the advantage for a seller to start a convenience store? Because we have a n number of options. If I say, please start a retail shop, I'm ready to help at any amount of money means, which outlet you are going to choose. That is the reason we are studying this second unit. Okay. So what type of format or what type of outlet we want to start? Okay. That is the main thing. But as a seller or as a retailer, you should know what is the advantages of choosing a particular retail outlet, what is the disadvantages of choosing another outlet. So we have to filter. So these outlets is not suitable for me. That means there is a disadvantages of that particular format. So for each and everything, we should know what are the advantages and disadvantages. Okay. So I will try to revise it fastly. So at the break, so at the 15 minutes break, I can mention the specific outlet to a specific person who are all available here, so that they can browse, they can come up with an example, they can brief it. Okay, so now I will be going through the slide, I will explain it from my part of view, but I request other students, okay, so who are there. So I will allot one particular outlet. Please take 10 minutes, browse over it, choose any one known example and explain it. Just for one minute. That will be the task we will be having after the session. Okay. So is it clear, friends? Can I move to the next? What way we are going to discuss? Today, the main focus is only on classification based on merchandise offering. Can I move?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Yes. So the first, we call it as an independent retailer. It actually comes under ownership also. It actually comes under merchandise offering also. But with respect to the location means, we have to discuss, it is convenient to me. Okay, the independent retailer may be a single ownership, like that we will discuss. But here, independent retailer means we have a number of characteristics. But you can see the photo. It can be a small juice shop. It can be a small petty shop. It can be a small pawn shop. So obviously there will be one owner only. That is one characteristic. Another thing, his business runs mostly on the rapport with the customer, not with the product, not with the location. Okay, so here we have to carefully see, independent retailer means why he is independent. He don't want to depend on other people, or otherwise nobody will be ready to work with him. So he want to run the business on his own. So it is a single ownership or sole proprietorship. Okay, sometimes this independent retailer might be an unorganized retailer. So in the entire thing we are discussing only about organized retailing. Please understand. There is another question called what are the difference between organized retailing and unorganized retailing. That is another classification. But assumption we are having, it is all little bit organized, so we are discussing these things. But you have to remember which are the things are organized, which are the things are unorganized. Okay. So independent retailer can be a small shop. Mostly it will be located nearby our residences or transport channel or corner or outskirts. So where there is no facility can be given, so that the independent retailer can be there. Okay. So here it's mostly run on customer rapport because they have set up 50 to 60 customers. They only coming to it because the impulse purchase will not happen. And economies of scale in operation is less. So when we comes to the disadvantage of this is economies of scale. So can anyone please explain what is meant by economies of scale with respect to the retailing? Economies of scale. Sharif?
Yes, sir.
Economies of scale. This is an economic concept, but mostly we use in management, and it's very important word for marketing. Economies of scale. It is not economics, economies of scale. For example,
So when
yes. Tell me.
so when production becomes efficient, I'm not sure, sir. Cost advantage that a company acquires by doing efficient production.
Yes. Any example from your view? Friends, please remember the basic words. Okay, Afsal?
Yes, sir.
Economies of scale. I written two examples. One is supermarket, one is petty shop. Where the economies of scale will exist. Afsal.
Sir, when it comes to normal economy of scale means when the production increases, the cost reduces. That is what I know about the economy of scale. But when it comes to here, I think supermarket also will have, right, because they are able to sell more products, so the cost reduces.
Okay.
So the economy of scale will be more in supermarket,
Yes,
right? Because
that's true.
compared to petty shop, they are able to sell more products and more
Fine.
towards more customers. So
Yes, that's right. Maybe. So can you expand why in petty shop the economies of scale is not working out? And that has direct relationship with the price. They have less economies of scale, so they should have higher price. That's the impact. With regards to each format, it is an impact. Can you say? Melby?
Might be the number of customers or the employees who are visiting the petty shops are very less compared to the other big shops.
Okay.
So that's why they have opportunity to keep a rise in price. So
Yes,
only that
that's
particular.
true. That's true. That's true. But I am asking with respect to economies of scale. Why there is a less economies of scale? So that they are forced to increase the price. It doesn't mean that petty shop is having more profit. Here the price is little bit less. But who is having more profit? Supermarket will be having more profit. Petty shop will be having less profit. But still the price is high. What might be the reason with respect to the economies of scale? Yes. So I will explain. So friends, please recollect basic concepts. Anybody can help over this concept with respect to marketing?
Sir, sir, in this case, the supermarkets or hypermarkets, they take in bulk, they have warehouse to keep in, and when you buy more, the per unit price will come down.
Okay.
On the other hand, petty shops, even if they wish to buy like 100 or 1,000 units, where will they store it? So they buy in minimal, where the price increases, and there is a lack of discount that is seen.
Okay. So very good, Vivek. So here, if there is a more sales, okay, what will happen? More revenue. Okay. If there is another side, so it leads to more profit. If there is more buying means purchase from the suppliers or purchasing from the company. If I am buying in bulk, then what will happen? Less price. Purchase. So they can sell for less price. Okay? So if they sell for less price means, again, it will relate to more sales. Okay? So it's not only about selling. So when I am selling 100 products, when I am selling 1,000 products, when I am selling 1 lakh products, I will not increase the same proportion of investment or employees. Okay? For example, if I am selling a 1 jeans pant from a shop, I need 1 sales girl or a sales boy. If I want to sell a 10 jeans pant, I need the same person. If I want to sell a 100 jeans pant, the same person. So what will happen? So for every jeans pant, if I am getting a 10 rupees profit means, if I am having only 1 sales girl, okay, 10 profit, I am speaking about profit. If I am having 100 as, yes, 100 sales means, then it is 10 into 100. Correct? 1,000. But what is the cost I am bearing for this employee remains the same. So what? So we should know the word called per unit cost. Per unit cost or per unit profit. So when we are doing in bulk, okay, when we are doing in bulk, our fixed cost per unit will reduce. Variable cost will be changing irrespective, but as our fixed cost remains the same, per unit fixed cost will reduce. That will lead to more profit, at the same time able to give it the less price. So the same thing, the petty shop owners cannot do this because they may be selling only 100 products per day. Anyway, he has to spend the whole day. From each product, he might be getting 10 rupees mean 10 into 100,000 will be the maximum sales. So he cannot appoint a new person because there is no way in increasing it. The same way, if they are going to buy a product which is MRP is 10 rupees means they can buy only for 9 rupees. Okay, because they are going to buy only 100 units. But nearby supermarket, they are going to buy 1 lakh units. Then obviously the company will give for 7 rupees. They are giving for 7 rupees, they can sell it for 9 rupees. They are getting 2 rupees profit. But petty shop, they are getting only 1 rupees profit. So supermarket, their profit is doubled. But here, even they are suffering with a lot of things. Even their per unit cost is high, but still they will suffer. So there is a mix. But again, it will not work out for all the scenario. Okay, if it is not happening with respect to the sales mean, if you are investing more and more, it will be the waste. So that is the here. So economies of scale will not work out in convenience store. So obviously they should have a more pricing. Okay, they are compelled to have more pricing. It doesn't mean that petty shops are always earning more. They are compelled to have more pricing. That is a characteristics of independent. So it comes for pawn, shop, etc. Next one. Chain retailer, yes, based on the ownership we discussed about the chain retailing. Okay, the same way here also it will come. Chain retailing, it is in which 2 or more outlets operate in different locations, operate under one centralized ownership. So there we discussed about the ownership, but here we are discussing about the advantage. Okay, economies of scale. This outlet 100 units, this outlet 100 units. If I am having 10 things means 110,000 units I am going to buy. If I am purchasing for only 100 units, I might be given for 9 rupees. If I am buying in a bulk means, I will get a better discount. Number one, that is also economies of scale. And another thing, as I am having a more number of outlets, I can own only one vehicle. This vehicle take care of entire transportation. I can purchase only one software. I can have only one common big manager. Sub-managers will be for individual, but common manager, common supervisor can appoint. So his salary will be shared. The expenses will be shared. So irrespective of all the investment he is made in different places, but the fixed cost remains the same. That leads to the economies of scale. So the chain concept, if it is very successful, means it is highly profitable business because they are buying in bulk. They can rotate very easily. If some product is not selling here, I can easily rotate. And as I am buying in bulk, I can demand for a credit. Already they are giving a more discount. Another side, I can demand for a credit. That itself a rotation for me. So, for example, one chain, 5 employees out of 10, 5 employees is not coming today. I can rotate from another outlet also with the same salary. Promotion, it is common. I can make a preparation of poster, putting on all the branches, and it can be distributed. Okay. So in this way, that is also common. So we can share the expenses. Okay, friends. So can we hold on as it is the question answer session started? Okay. So just a minute.
Department store. So department store can be a retail establishment that sells a wide variety.
Switch on the video because it is a record. We can't see unless you switch on the videos. So I request all the persons to switch on your video when you are present. And please be brief. There is no need to elaborate for more minutes. Okay, just a brief. Yes. Yes, maybe.
It can be a wide variety of goods, sir, that usually include ready to wear apparel and accessories for adults and children, yard goods and household textiles, small household wares, furniture, etc. This can be seen especially in malls. Example that I can give is Shoppers Stop, Pantaloons, Kingsbury, Ezone, and DMart. Advantages that I can give here is shopping convenience is there, wide range is there, and large volume of sale is also happening here. And disadvantages can be distance and high cost of operation and higher prices.
Yes. So here, when you are giving the advantages and disadvantage, kindly classify. This is the advantage for the seller, disadvantage for the buyer. Advantage for the seller, advantage for the buyer. So even you are giving 1 or 2 points so that we will get a clarity. Okay. Yes, Pelpi. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Next, Stephen.
I'm ready, sir. Steve. Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So my topic is variety of stores, sir. My topic is variety of stores. Variety of stores means, sir?
Variety store, not variety of store. Variety.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, the shop title is variety store.
Yeah, variety stores. In that price, in the main 7 will come like departmental stores, specialty stores, supermarkets, convenience stores, discount stores, then hypermarkets, supermarkets. And a variety store means it is a retail store that sells generally merchandise such as apparel, automobile parts, dry goods, hardware, and home furniture and select of groceries. And the advantage are like there are variety of products available, and the convenience of choice is very much in that type of stores, and they are like lesser in selling cost. And the disadvantage is they need a huge amount and required a huge space also, and the credit facility is a disadvantage for them.
Stephen, so can you say what is the advantage of the retailer to having this store and disadvantage for the retailer?
So advantage for the um, retailer is that he can sell, he can give a lot of options for the customers, and he can attract at the best price by keeping a less price comparative to the other stores.
No, that is the advantage
And the
for the buyer.
disadvantage is
Stephen, that is the advantage for the buyer. The buyer can get
Yes, sir,
more
yeah.
product, but what is the advantage for the retailer? Because it is more expensive, right?
Sir, that
Advantage is more
yes,
expenditure. Yes.
so for him the bulk quantity will be sold, no, so
May not be.
for him the of course the bulk quantity will be sold, no, so yes.
No, everywhere the bulk quantity may be there. Even in the supermarket or in the wholesale, the bulk quantity will be there. Okay. But variety store means, as you said, it will be having more number of products, more product line, more brands, more SKUs, more varieties, more packaging, more promotion. So I will say, I will say the disadvantage, they have to stock more. They have to buy more. The risk is more. But still, what is the advantage for them?
So of course because once they attract the customer the first time, the regular customers will be there for them.
No, be clear. Even in a supermarket, I can able to see, for example, if it is a health drink space, I can see able to see 4 health drinks. But if it is a variety store means, okay, they will be having 100 health drinks, 100 brand health drinks. That is the difference. Even in a supermarket, we are able to see 4 or 5. But variety store, they will have a 1 kg, 500 kg, 200 gram, okay, 50 gram, even a 10 gram sachet also they will be having. And they will have a different package they will be having. Okay. What way it is advantage to the retailer? I will say it is a disadvantage, correct? Because they have to stock more. Risk is more.
Yes.
They have to buy more. But what is the advantage?
I'm sorry, sir, I don't know.
Now, just to think over it. For example, if I say consumer durable store, okay, consumer durable store, they will be having TV, washing machine, etc. But if I say a variety store in specific, they might be having only with respect to the television means they will be having all the brands of television, correct? All the sizes, but it won't be available in the general
Yes,
consumer durable shop, right? Correct? So the advantage can be when a customer walk into the outlet, they will buy any one brand for sure. They will not go outside without buying any one. Because I provide all the ranges. If you need 100 rupees, I am having. If you need for 1000 rupees, I am having. If you need branded, I am having. If you are having a regional brand, I am having. If you need 10 gram, I am having. If you need 1 kg, I am having. So I am not allowing the customer to move out of my outlet. So when the customer think about some product which is I am selling, they will come to me because ranges will be there. The same way, when we are choosing a jewelry store, we will choose some other jewelry store rather than the normal jewelry store because I want to see the variety. Most probably when we are purchasing for a marriage function or big event means we will go to the big shop which provides more variety. But for the normal ring purchase and all, we will go to the small jewelry shop. The same way, variety store means they will provide n number of products, okay, n number of brand, n number of sizes, n number of packaging, n number of promotions, offers, etc. So it is very sure that minimum sales is assured. That is one advantage. Okay. Okay, Stephen. Got it. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Next one. Who can do next?
I can do it, sir.
So can I put up my video?
Yes. Only presenting, you please switch on your video. Otherwise, no need.
So can I put up my video?
Yes. Alison, please switch on your video and please continue.
Yes, sir. So my topic is chain retailer. So chain retailer, it is a group of similar retailer shop that sells one particular product or goods. All these shops come under one central management, and retail shops can be opened in different parts of the countries or cities. So I'll talk about three characteristics. One is ownership, centralized ownership, like there'll be only one owner. There can be different branches, but there'll be only one owner. Second is centralized buying. The main branch procure goods for all the branches. Third is uniformity. You can see basically the layout, the color, everything will be same. There's a uniformity in chain retailer. And advantages of having a chain retailer shop is, I had my experience was when I went to Roma to buy a fridge. That particular shop didn't have a fridge, but they made sure that they called the other branch and I get the fridge.
Control. Video on. Video on.
And one more advantage is they avail economies of scale, as you explained earlier, and that's advantages. And disadvantages, there's no interaction between the customer. Like as a lot of sales is happening, there's no interaction between customers. Second point is there's a huge cost of capital which is required to open a retail shop. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next one.
Sir, I'll do it.
I'll go, sir.
Yes, Mohin. Yes, please continue.
Sir, I was given a specialty store. So basically, it's a retail store wherein it focuses on specific product categories as opposed to the other retailers who sell different consumer goods. Specific product, which here is footwear, like I mentioned, and a reliance on the market. So, yeah.
Yes, Mohin. So, can you elaborate the advantage of this? Because this is exactly opposite to that of the variety store. Okay.
Yes.
So, what will be the more advantage from the retailer side?
So, as I talked about the specialization and expertise, so in specialty retail stores, as they are focusing on a single product, like here in footwears, so
Mohin,
they have a more
switch on your video.
knowledgeable-
Please switch on your video. I can't see you. Okay, fine. Yes, please.
So they have a specialized knowledge relating to that particular product, but where in other retail stores they are different consumer products. So that's how a knowledge regarding to a particular consumer product is more, and they can guide their customers in a better way. So that's a advantage for the retailers here.
Okay. But my question is, in the variety store, I have more ranges, right? As a retailer, I have more ranges. If
Yes,
this
sir.
customer is not buying this TV, I can sell another TV. But in terms of specialty store, I might be selling any one product or any one brand. That means that my selling probability will be limited, right?
Yes, that's the disadvantage, the lack of variety. So that's what I talked about. So they are only focusing on a certain product, which is basically a disadvantage for them.
Okay. So another thing I want to add is, it's a specialty store will have a focused customer. You'll have a focused customer. But the variety store means 100 customers might be coming, they will be purchasing this product and that product, they will be buying anyone. But here, I am choosing a brand, I am choosing a product. Whoever walk into my outlet will be my focused customer. They might be mostly my loyal customer. Because even I have a 10 customer, I know in-depth knowledge about the particular customer, when he will buy, what is his gender, what is his demographic profiles, what is his better super income, when he enters, what type of offer he will look. So I can create a rapport with them easily. So my sales is assured. I know very well before the customer speak about the product, I have the estimation, this will be a sales. So the consistency in the sales will be happening with respect to the specialty store. Okay, and it is so focused. It's so focused. I can create my store ambience. I can give customized service. Okay, so each customer will be different. So case to case basis, I can serve my customer. That might not be possible in the variety store. I will be throwing out the options. Among the option, customer can choose. So there is some plus and minuses there. Here, I am very much focused. I want to satisfy each and every customer. Even the number is less, I want to satisfy each and every customer. So that my sales is assured. And even I can increase the price also. Because I am giving a specialty. Specialty is very much focused. Only the selected customer will come. Premium customer will come. Mostly for luxury goods, premium goods. For this only we will have a specialty outlet. Because there is already existing loyal customers are there. Okay? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mohin. Next.
So,
yes.
So 1 minute. So this is Melby here.
Yes,
So actually I had this NPTEL exam now, sir. I'll have to leave now.
Yes, please leave. Please leave. Please leave.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
So can
Next.
I go next, sir? So can I go next?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Jibin. Yes, I can hear.
Can I go next, sir?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So mine was supermarkets. And sir, talking about the advantages. So the first thing is they focus on providing a good margin of profit because, as mentioned, the economies of scale. They take in bulk, they get in cheap, and the profit is shared to the customers as well. So from the perspective of the retailer, as well as from the perspective of customer, that seems to be a profit game, a win-win situation. The second advantage can be they focus on improvement. For example, if you go to Reliance Fresh or places like Star, they take a general feedback from the customers. So probably we wish to see and hope that the feedback is taken for better improvement. So that means the customer will feel that, okay, my part of a necessity is being taken into consideration, and in the future there can be an improvement. The third advantage can be if you buy products from like Star or Geo, like for Reliance Fresh, etc. If they find that there is a need of a delivery, they will always ask you. For example, sir, do you require a delivery if it's nearby? Or else they also have an option of booking it online. Like you can call them and book it and they will deliver at your place. Like for example, in Reliance Fresh, we have Geo Mart, which is taken into consideration. Like wherein if you book it, they will redirect that from the nearby Reliance Fresh and they will deliver it to you. So we can understand two things from here. It is convenient, comfortable, and also technology based. So a drastic advancement can be seen in supermarkets. When we talk about the disadvantages, there is no single importance given. Like you will have to enter and a self-service will be followed. There is no particular independent people standing there for you as you find in a normal general store when you talk to the person itself and he provide the service to you. So that is not found here. The second disadvantage can be, so when you go there, there are chances that you will have to wait for a long time as compared to a general store. It can be because of huge demand time, or it can be because of large amount of customers who stay there. So that can actually take off the comfortability of the person. The third disadvantage can be from the perspective of a retailer. So there is a huge investment required. As you mentioned in the previous class, like a single independent owner to start a supermarket is quite difficult. So that's the reason. It's because of huge investment required, probably for the place where the supermarket is and for the warehouse as mentioned before, as compared to the general stores where the investment is quite very less, and also an independent individual can lead it. So that's the three disadvantages and advantages.
Yes, yes, Jibin. Right. So the main thing in the supermarket is we have to remember supermarket, the concept is so successful because they only insisted on the self-service. Okay, self-service. There is no need of other support. We can take any product, we can have a demo, we can view, we can touch, we can feel. That is available in the supermarket. The supermarket, hypermarket, these concepts is mainly successful because of the self-service. And another one is they will provide n number of extensive ranges of product. Many brands is available in one place. It's a one-stop shop for purchasing many goods, and they give more importance to the visibility and merchandising. That may not be in some other outlet like convenience store. Okay, supermarket main thing is self-service, and it is having broad place, and the customer can easily walk in. They can choose whatever the product. They can choose for 10 rupees. They can choose for 1 lakh. They have freedom, and they have some people to support them, and they have many ranges. The thing is, the square feet is very high. Self-service. This is the main important thing. And friends, with this we can close this session. The balance people aside will be discussing in the next class. Okay, as it's 10:30, we can discuss in the next class.